What's up, everybody? Big Herc, fresh out. You tune into another edition of Prison Talk. I have here with me Greg, aka Jibo from Skyline Peru in San Diego, to help me answer some questions. You guys ask a lot of questions. Sometimes I don't have the answers. Well, this man has been through a lot, and one of the questions I want to present to him is about juvenile lockup, having been to YA. And for you guys who don't know, YA is Youth Authority in California. They call it CYA, California Youth Authority. It was a juvenile, basically prison. You can go in there as young as 13. You max out at 25, and they call it Gladiator school. So I'm gonna let him kind of expound on that a little bit.
Thanks, Big Hurt. YA, man, was a lot of violence, and to be honest with you, it was a little bit of fun, and because of my mentality back then, my mentality was all twisted back then. I had that. I grew up in violence, So when we hit the yard, they give you these choices of sweatshirts. I threw the burgundy sweatshirt on. I'm repping Skyline. It was probably
So
about,
what was the color options?
the color options was yellow. I don't know why they had that color.
You scared to death.
They had gray, seemed to be neutral. You know what I
Neutral.
mean?
Yeah.
They had green. Now that green, a lot of Lincoln Park boys had the green on, and
Yeah.
then they had the blue for the Crips and the burgundy for the Bloods.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me get that burgundy sweatshirt, man. In reception, and I put that thing on. Now we're in a reception yard, and all night you hear, "What's up, cuz? What's up? Hey, this and that and the other." And I'm like, oh my God, this you busting my eardrums. This is gonna be a long ride, you know what I mean? And I had one homeboy that was actually
From your hood?
yeah, from my hood down the hall, and every now and then I'd yell, what's up, blood, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden they really get to talking and stuff. So it's crazy, man. And I was about $135 when I went in there, man. So I was a little dude, man, but I wasn't backing down because, I'm from Skyline and we don't back down for nothing and this and that and the other. And man, as the years progressed, I seen a lot happening. I seen a lot of violence up in there. And yeah, I was scared at times, but I didn't show that I was scared. You know what I mean? So there's just the only difference is.
If you were a blood at that time, whether you're from LA, from San Diego, did you guys kind of group together, or was it separated by neighborhoods, or?
We did, man. It's might be a little bit different now, but back then, we was bloods. We bloods. It don't matter if you from LA, Sac, wherever you're a blood, we stick together because we was short. You know what I mean? So it was almost like we had to. And to be honest with you, man, I ran into some cool down moves from LA, man, that I was in touch with when I got out and everything. But I got pictures, man. It was like four of us, and it's 100, and it's just four of us, and then we one of them get into something. It's just a mess, man. It's crazy. It's hard to explain other than like going to Bel Air. Me and you just going to Bel Air to a movie theater and a bunch of white folks. So it's like, wow, this is, you feel a little uneasy, right? But, and people going to test you, because YA was Gladiator school, man. That's where it's going down, man. So you're going to have to fight. If you didn't know how to fight, you're going to learn real quick how to fight. And so my thing, I knew how to fight, but don't get me wrong, I didn't like to fight. You know what I mean? I grew up around a lot of violence, but I didn't like to fight for the simple fact that I didn't like to get hit. You know what I mean? I do my share of hitting, but I ain't like to hit. So I'm the kind of person not gonna sit there right in front of you and let you hit me. It's gonna be a minute. So with that being said, I was like, man, I'm gonna get on this weight pal real tough. I was only $135, so I started hitting them weights, man. And cause you see a lot of boys that's in there that are men now, you know what I mean? You see some 24, 25 years old with some 22-inch arms, you know, then it's like, man, I gotta get up there and get ready. You know what
I was
mean?
telling somebody, I said, you know, in YA, a lot of people don't really like them. A lot of them dudes, because people are like, oh, what about the nutrition? I said, man, ain't nobody no nutrition. Ain't nobody worry about no nutrition. You know what I mean? Ain't no protein powders. You know what I mean? None of that stuff. I mean, you just eating, and dudes is in there on swole. You like, damn, this dude is. But he been working out since he like 14. That's all he did.
Right.
He been in and out of YA. He been up in. He like I heard dudes. Oh, I'm about to max out. You know what I mean? And they on, you like, damn, this dude on swole. Ain't never been to a gym on the street.
Yeah.
You know? So it's a totally different situation, man. Did you witness a lot of the politics in there too between the different races?
Yeah, it was politics, man. I can give you one example, man. Because in the seating arrangements, man, it's separated. Okay, so you got the blacks sitting in one side, and then you might have 4 rows of chairs of 5, right? And then on this side you got 4 rows of chairs of 5, and then the middle is like the walkway where you can walk if you're going to sit down or going to watch TV or going to chow. So it's separated. The very back against the wall, all the chairs are lined up together. So it might be like 25 chairs lined together, and always, wherever you sit, the blacks are on the left side and the whites and Hispanic on the right side. So even when we sit on that back wall, there's always one seat that's empty. That separates the races, right? But what happened one time was the whites and Mexicans, more than the Mexicans, wanted to take the vast majority of that back row. It's like, you know, 'cause we share, but that one seat is empty, right? Mm-hmm. So couple times I went in there and it's like, man, it's only 4 of us sitting there, and they trying to take over. You know, that was my mentality. So I talked to one of the I've been there a while now, mm-hmm. so I'm like, I talked to one of the Crip dudes, man. I'm like, you know, what's going on with this? You know, you guys, you know. So he said, man, I don't know, man. Look like they're trying to take off. I said, I'll tell you what, man. I'm gonna go at chow. Because after chow, when you eat, you can come sit down. Whoever sits first mm-hmm. sits, right? I said, I'm going to chow, man. I'm just going to drink my milk, and I'm coming back, and I'm sitting way over here, right? I'm finna push the line,
yeah.
Right?
That's how quick it jumps off, too.
Yeah, so I went over there, and I drank my milk, right? And I told a couple of little damus, because there's only like 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I said, man, here's what's going down. We're going to go over here. I'm going to sit here, and you just sit next to me, and we're going to, because there ain't nobody going to sit on the other side of me, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and then anybody sit next to me. They're always going to use that one empty. So I slid away on their side, and then so we got down in this whole back row. And I guess the little counselor and everybody seen it and everything, and they went and locked us down, and then they called me out of my cell, and they called this Mexican named Popeye out of his cell. Man, this is in the 80s. I remember this like it was yesterday.
Oh, shit.
And he called Popeye out of his cell, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, I don't know. You know what I mean? He said, no, we got to do better than that. I don't know what's going on. So Popeye said, man, I don't know what's going on. He just came and sat way over here. I said, because you motherfuckers went on and sit way over there. So, you know, so he said, you guys better figure this out. You know, we locked this place down and this and that. So it was about to be a riot. You know what I mean? Thank God nothing really happened to that, but that's how quick the things can change.
Off of seating. I've seen it. Just like a TV room.
Right.
Oh, what they doing in the TV room? Who you gonna come out of the TV, you look around like, dude, who said they can go up in a TV room like that?
Right.
So, you know, it's such small things can create a whole, you know, situation.
Yep. In an instant too. And, you know, back then it was even in there, you know, okay, the Crips outnumbered the Bloods, but the Mexican and whites outnumber the blacks, you know, and I'm telling you, when they get numbers, they get to tripping. they get to acting real funny when it's kind of even.
Yeah.
Everybody all friendly and shit. But when they got numbers, oh man, here we go.
Have you been in a situation in it where shit kicked off because of like you seen a shift change as far as the demographics?
Yeah, I had my last prison term. I was in Chuckawalla. They called it Chucky's house, and I'm in the shower now. You know how things are separated. So this side's the blacks, this side's the whites, Mexicans. We got a neutral one. If nobody's in this shower, we can have this extra shower spot. So I have one. This dude that I never talked to, he's a Crip from Oceanside, you know what I mean? And he went over there and showered on their side, and then one of the white dudes said something to him, you know, and basically you really, after you say something, you're supposed to move over and respect that shower. He kept showering like, you know, fuck what you talking about, right? And then the white dudes went and said something to their little shot caller, and then one of the brothers came in and, hey man, y'all about to get out the shower, it's about to go down. I'm like, damn, man, you know, naked, right? So I had to hurry up and get out of the shower. And it's funny, I tell this story because to this day, me and that dude that almost started, the brother from Oceanside, we real good friends right now. You know, he turned his life around, he started doing good and everything, but I always bring it up. Remember that time you almost started riding when we naked showering, you know what I mean? But it's that fast that something can happen, man. And once I became a little bit wiser and older, I was always that one to try to like to keep the peace. Like, okay, what happened? Can we work this? Can, you know, we'll go talk to our people, because you know the races are different, man. They on some real DP discipline, and they people, we don't get down the way they get down. You know, we on. You know, we ain't gonna give them a million push-ups and send two people up to give them a bunch of body shots or whatever, you know, because some main lines do it like that, some have no hands on. We ain't on that level. We can handle our people the way we want. You don't dictate how we discipline our people if need to be. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference between the yards too.
And you know, one of the questions we always get to is as far as like who tolerates more of the homosexuality stuff. You know, which I've seen it on both. You know, I've seen funny style on Native Americans, blacks, Hispanic. I've seen white dudes. So you know, people think, oh man, it's more prevalent. No, it's not. I've seen it everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you just don't engage that because that's not your business.
Right.
You know?
It's a lot of that going on, and just like anything else, that homosexuality in prison don't discriminate. Every race is involved in it. Most people that are strong-minded aren't involved in it.
That's right.
You know what I mean? It's just unfortunate that goes on in there, and the reason why I'm saying is because there's quiet as it's kept, there's some gangsters that are being involved in it, and they girl don't even know, and they coming out here spreading that bullshit.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's the part that I don't like. Now, we as gangsters and gang members, we don't get down. If we catch you getting down like that, we gonna come see you. You know what I mean? And I know a couple of people that we had to go see about that, and they was real gangsters. But they was on some homosexual stuff because they're weak-minded, and they did what they did.
And I tell people, like, you know, people are like, oh man, it's tough. You know, I'm like, look, the brothers I knew, if you was on that, they wouldn't messing with it. It wouldn't like dudes like, as soon as they say, hey, you know, he kind of funny, as soon as they told you that, you stopped talking to the dude. You know, I didn't know. It's like, yeah, at another spot, dude was whoop-de-wop. You're like, what?
Right.
Okay, cool. So they watching you. So if they catch you, it's like, oh, you cool with that?
Right.
Then we ain't messing with you.
Right, exactly.
So it trickles on down. So it ain't no, oh, you gonna be kicking it with the dude and stuff like that. You know, that stuff is like, you know, like you said, man, it's not everybody's on that time.
Right.
So, you know, hey, you guys, there you have it. Big Herc and Greg kicking some game for you guys. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and visit our website.